Hey.
At the bottom with the only shot that you get is from rifles and pistols. Living life like it's good times, but we didn't have a bed though. Blowing up down the mic like I'm JJ. Used to hoop with LaMarcus and Baby. Now we plot every day on the pad. Get that bag, that big bag, and my bitch want to hurt, man. Every day scheming and rubbing my hands together like I'm Birdman.
Hey.
22 million, put that on the house. I got too many babies to sleep on the couch. Got the juice with no shadow of doubt. God first and hard work, that's what I'm about. Nigga really head first. Nigga making play, making bread work. Nigga sleep and get them out the bed first. Wanna see result, do the lead work. It's the make your head hurt. You don't overcome it, you ain't scared first. Gotta keep it with the nigga beef from gays and can't be acting lazy. Gotta feed them babies, gotta feed them babies. Shoes, Barack Obama the jewels. Uncle Whippy the cool, with a Serena or two. Hey, the sick is the flu. BB can give them the blues. Taking it to move. Ain't no way I can lose. Pulling up, looking like
Black magic, black magic.
Pulling up, feeling like
Black magic, black magic, yeah.
looking like black magic, black magic. Pulling up.
Midnight, yeah.
Girl, that's young 4-5. Say you don't know me on fire. Go harder than Jane. Gon' talk this shit like Richard Pryor.
Yeah. Like Richard Pryor.
I'm the greatest. I'm killing this shit like OJ. Get away with it. Y'all ain't a I'm not a flop. I got skills for real. Didn't have my daddy around as a youngin', so I looked up to Uncle Phil and Bill.
Yeah.
Be a hustable. That's what I'm driven. That's what I hustle for. Ride nigga kicking black magic, yeah. Black magic, yeah. Gotta keep coming strong. Gotta kick down them doors. Struggles and battles. Don't wanna see them no more. Wanna take it back, cause it's part of my story. Tell the devil get back, top of me, show the world my glory. Jackson the shoes, Barack Obama the jewels. Uncle Whippy the cool, with a Serena or two. Hey, the sick is the flu, BB can give them the blues.
I teach you that part on the we usually go to one side, we done missing that.
You gotta teach me.
I done missing that.
You gotta teach me that. Yeah.
Feeling like
Black magic, black magic,
pulling up, looking like black magic, black magic. Pulling up, looking like black magic, black magic.
Yeah. I know y'all feel it, man. Listen. This is what we do when you come to the cave, man. You hear me? Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all tuned in to the Fox Cave Chronicles, and we got none other than Tricky 4-5 in the cave today.
How you doing?
Look, we are so excited to have you here today.
I'm excited to be here.
We are ready to get into this interview. But first, y'all know what we gotta do. Shout out to our sponsors. Shout out to James Wrigley and Renee Humes over at Oil Shop. I should know this by heart. God, this tablet got me spoiled.
Dang, my goodness.
Y'all can reach them on Facebook and Instagram at Oil Shop. They have the best skin, scalp, and beard oil around. Shop with them, y'all. We gotta support these black-owned businesses. Journey's Collection, our youngest sponsor, Justice Bayless. She's 18 years old and she has charm bracelets, lip gloss, hair clips, and so much more. Y'all hit her up on Instagram at Journey's Collection, and you can also email her journeyscollection@gmail.com. We want to send a shout out to the kitchen angel, Sonia Allen. Whipping up those good pies and cakes. She'll even come to your house and cook for you. Now you can't beat that. Y'all hit her up on Facebook and Instagram at The Kitchen Angel. She can also be reached at www.thekitchenangel.com. She also has her own all-purpose seasoning, y'all. Come on now, hit her up. RJ Discount Liquors, what it do, Reggie? Reggie and his lovely wife Jacqueline Anderson over at RJ Discount Liquors, 3188 West Northside Drive. Y'all go over there and shop with Reggie. He got the best prices in town. And make sure you tell him Foxy sent you. Okay. Shea Boy Rags. Sending a shout out to Alex Shea. Y'all go shop with Alex. Get your do-rag and your bunnies and your turbans and all kinds of good headwear. So follow him on Instagram and Facebook at ShayBoyRags, and you can also reach him at www.shayboyrags.com. We'll shout out the rest of our lovely sponsors before the show ends. Thank you very much. Tricky, what's going on, man?
And a lot of going on, a whole lot of going on.
We are so glad to have you here, and first of all, shout out to you on your new single, Black Magic, man. I absolutely love it. I love the video. I love the whole concept of it, man. And we're gonna talk a little bit more about that later on in the show. But first, why don't you give the viewers some of your background information, like where you're from and what school you graduated from. You know, we want to hear those good things.
School I graduated from. I'm from Jackson. I'm born and raised, man. I stayed everywhere in Jackson. First District, Brown Bottom, Capitol Street, Calhoun Street, Lake Forest, LFE, what up? Where we stayed? We stayed out Beasley Road. I stayed everywhere. Out south, Sharon Hills, everywhere.
Man,
all over Jackson. Yeah, man. Mama just, we basically had to go with what she can afford. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know,
I understand that.
But yeah, man. I went to 3 elementaries. Y'all probably don't even remember Mars. Y'all remember Mars? I went to Mars, and I went to Lake. I went to Walton. Then I went to Hardy. I went to Powell. I graduated from Callaway.
Come on, Mr. JPS.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, man. All through JPS. And but sure, with the music, man, I started doing music. And I've been doing music since really, to be honest. Like, my initial gift really was writing. You know what I'm saying? I remember being in elementary, walking in school, and I forgot what grade I was in, but I know I was going to Lake. I was going to Lake Elementary.
Yeah.
I was walking to school, and the teacher stopped me, and she was like, I need you for me because you always rapping. She was like, you think you can write a rap for me?
No.
Huh? I thought I was in trouble at first, and she pulled me to the side. She said, you think you can write a rap for me? And she was like, may need you to write a rap for 3 other kids for the DARE program. I was like, okay, when is it? She was like, this morning. I was like, what?
On the spot like that?
Like that was like no bull that happened in elementary. That was kind of like my first on the spot experience to use and me being such a little ambitious child. I was like, spit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I actually wrote my verse. I wrote like a couple of my other partners' verses. Man, we went up there and we did it, and people liked it. And I was like, even then though, I ain't realized I had a gift though.
Right.
I was just
At
like,
such a young
I was just
age,
doing it. And then I always been the guy that could rap in school, like beat on the table. You know how people beat on the table and rap. I always been that guy. You know what I'm saying? And then when I got to high school, took it really to the next level for real. Because me and 2 of my partners, shout out Doe Hicks and
Aye.
Yeah.
Shout out TZ. I gotta get you the K, man.
Yeah, man. We you know, it's a couple teasers too. You know what I'm saying? You got an outside teaser, which is my dog too, that do comedy. And then I got my other partner teaser that was in a group with, huh?
I gotta get him in.
Yeah, you gotta get teaser in too. Yeah. Then you got my other partner teaser who was in the group with me when I was when we were rapping in high school. We had a group called AAA, and like we was the only at the time we was the only guys in high school with rap trucks. Like, we was like in 11th grade, had 2 rap trucks with our faces on it. Like,
man.
Yeah, we was making noise back then in high school, and I don't know, that was back like 03, 04, 05. And then when I graduated high school, I just really kind of went head first in it, you know what I mean? And so ever since then, music has really opened up doors for me to do way more than music.
That's amazing.
You know what I'm saying? So
that is amazing. Now, why the name Tricky 45?
Man, why not? Nah, but for real, like, honestly, all right,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy, but it ain't crazy. It really ain't no super magic significance to it. You know what I'm saying? It's me and my partner when I first started rapping. One of the first groups I was in, Back in the day, I done been in a couple groups that's crazy.
Ah, man. Dang, I'm like, dang.
It was a group. It was actually a group, man. It was me, my brother, my partner Kurt, my partner Sid, my partner Kevin. It's called, I said, JTB, Jacktown Ballers. I don't
Oh,
know
my
what.
goodness.
Hey, you listen, man. But anyway, so it was actually my brother and them group. And you know what I'm saying? But I used to come around every time they used to have their little sessions or whatever.
Yeah.
And my partner Kurt used to be like, man, hey, bro, your little brother really be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like that.
So one day they took me to the studio. He was like, man, bro, I want you to come to the studio. I went to the studio. That was how she wrote. And then, you know what I'm saying, I did a song. But anyway, me and him, me and my partner Kurt was sitting in his room one day, and we was just thinking of names, just thinking, like, man, you need something to explain how you be switching up. And, you know what I'm saying? So we thought of a bunch of crazy names. But Tricky kind of stuck. You know what I'm saying? Tricky stuck. And then the 45, like, I don't even know what. No, listen.
For real, man.
Real talk. Like, this is the first gun that was shot, and I shot as a child. So, I don't know, like, if you a child, you shoot a 45.
Man, okay.
Yeah, that's all you need to know. So, it's like, I was like, I don't know why, but I'm going to put that on my name, and I'm going to keep it. But throughout my career, the number 45 held so much significance until now with that number 45. But hey, but look, I'm the good 45. But anyway,
you know that.
but it's, the number 45 has actually held so much more significance in my life since then. And I was like, it's kind of like it was almost divine the way it all came together. You know what I'm saying? Everything about my music. My name, my life, everything just makes sense now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. That's what it is now.
Yeah, man. But you know, the name fits you.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what you're saying about, but even without that, it still fits you. You know?
It
so
does. Yeah.
that was a great decision to
I
make.
know, right? I'm glad. Yeah, I know, right? I'm glad I made the decision.
For real. Now, you know, over here at the Fox Cave Chronicles, we love to pull out our wonderful archives, you know. And I dug deep, you know what I'm saying? And I dug on down, and I pulled out something for Tricky. So when he made it here, you know, got acquainted, and he sat down, I said, I got something I want to show you. And he looking like, what can she possibly have to show me, you know what I'm saying? So, bloop.
I know, right?
You shout, y'all, you had to be here to see the expression on the man's face. The man was blown away. He was like,
man.
Wow.
If you from Jackson, Mississippi, you know I had a song called 601 Ways. Alright. But she got one of the performances. It had to be the first performance. One of the first performances because I ain't have no 4-5 gear on. I had on like a plaid polo. Hey, low haircut. Beard wasn't even growing, but I was still getting this shit lined up, trying to have some hope on this shit. It wasn't nothing right there. It wasn't nothing right there. I was trying to little ass earrings. Yeah, she got some real archives. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I don't know where you got that from, but yeah, she got some archives.
I'm so tickled, man. Let me keep myself together. It was a reason, though, that I pulled that out because I wanted you to see the growth.
Yeah.
From back then to who you are now. You know what I'm saying?
That does matter though.
Yeah.
You know,
so let's talk about the Tricky back then. Where were you at that point in your life? Like,
I was trying to figure out who I was. I was trying to find myself in a lot of ways, and I think I was in I was in like a boot camp, a artist boot camp and a personal boot camp, because I was finding myself trying to please people a lot. You know what I'm saying? It started out with trying to please people musically, and in turn it ended up with me trying to please people in my real life. Like, it got to the point where I was trying to make everybody happy and trying to make something for everybody the whole time. I ain't never really developed nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never really love on me. And it's like, it got to the point to where I built a brand that I had actually started making money with Tricky, you know what I'm saying? And which is a great thing because that's what every artist works towards. But at the same time, it was like in the middle of making the money, I lost myself because it's like, yeah, now I got a hot song that's making money, but it's like, shit, I damn near ain't even that person no more. You know what I'm saying? But I still got to talk about it because that's what they paying me to, you know what I'm saying? Or so they just got to the point to where a lot of the times with me and music, it's almost like my music would pop around times my life would be elevating differently. You know what I'm saying? So I would have a song that may be hot about me singing to a female or something or doing this, but it's like, yeah, and I'm getting paid to perform this song and book for that, but it's like now I'm on a different type of time in life. But I think that's the beauty of having balance, of finding balance in life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people go through life and never really find balance. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I think when I found balance, I had to realize, like, bro, you really are all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that I talked about, like, I've never made a song about something that I didn't do. Okay. I wasn't a part of, you know what I'm saying? Yes, so it's like, even if I did it back in the day and it was talking about that back then, I still could talk about it because that's part of my makeup now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did really grow up in the hood. Like, we did really bang for real. You know what I'm saying? Like we did, all that for real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, I don't speak on it, but it's like, I had to learn the older I got, the beauty of being an artist is that I get to paint. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what I was trying not to show, you know what I'm saying, in real life, like on Wax, when I get to make this music, I got to the point where I love being tricky because it's like stuff that I want to say to that person in person, like, I probably won't tell it to your face, but if you hear this record, you'll know. Yeah. That moment came from that, you know what I'm saying? And I've had people tell me that they'll call me and they'll hear some stuff, they'll be like, boy, I know you talking about it. I'll be like, you know? But I'll be like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, and you know, I'm not going to back down on my words either. It's just like, I feel like if we're going to be artists, like, let's really make art, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? Let's really paint the picture, you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people lose in the industry and in this game because they get away from it. You know what I'm saying? When you get to the point to where you're just making songs and making music for a feel or trying to get some money, at the end of the day, if you pay attention to the people that's winning, that's going to be here forever, we'll always listen to J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? We'll always listen to Kendrick. We'll always listen to Sure, even if you go to people like Tip, you know what I'm saying, we'll always listen to people who are true to themselves, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, shoot, even Future, you know what I'm saying? People can say what they want about Future, but at the end of the day, you're going to listen to Future, he'll always be around because he's true to himself. Like, you know what I'm saying? He made you love what he does, you know what I'm saying? True. And I think I'm just now getting to the point to where I've learned to make the flow. I've been trying to go with the flow for the longest. You know what I'm saying?
That makes a lot of sense.
I stopped going with the flow and just made my own flow, and that's why I'm in there.
Yes. Now, I'm just going to be honest. New Shoes was my favorite.
That was my favorite.
You hear me? I'm telling you, and when I say it, I still want a copy right now. I'm serious.
Me too. We got to find out who got this.
Whoever got New Shoes. Man,
we need a copy of New Shoes.
We need a copy of New Shoes, man, for real.
For real.
You had some hot joints on it. Man,
listen. Hey, and that's around the time that I was producing and everything, too. I still produce now, but I kind of like co-produce and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I let the people who really do it every day tap in. But, you know, I come in and push a button or two, be like, you know, I'm going to slide in, get my little pub situation, you know, put that in there, boy. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, New Shoes that was one of my babies. I was just trying to, like I really put some time into, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, I was really producing around that time, so I co-produced some of them records. Well, produced and co-produced. Like, it was just a lot. It was real organic. Like, it's a lot of stuff happening around. That was a growing period for me. You could really hear it in the music, you know what I'm saying?
You could tell, man. And I'm talking about anytime I buy a CD 3 times, man. I'm talking about 3 times, man.
Hey.
That joint, man.
Hey, every time I hear stuff like that, I be like, damn, these people fucking with me like that, man.
doing with you and Cassius, man? Tell me
Yeah.
how did that link? How did that come
Uh,
to? Man.
Just two people coming together, man. Just kicking it, vibing, coming up with music. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just always bouncing ideas. He was. That's one thing about him that I would say I took from when we were doing music together. Like, he was good at making a vibe. You know what I'm saying? He was good at making a vibe. Even if he didn't make the full vibe, he'll start a vibe.
Yeah.
And he'll lead a vibe right there. And I was so used to just writing a song or recording a song real quick. Like, I could do songs in minutes.
Yeah.
Like, I go in the studio, bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
But him, when we got in the studio, he used to make a vibe and he'll just sit it right there. And I'd be like, this man work like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then, when I got into the writing spectrum of the game, and I started dealing with labels and stuff, and all these writing sessions and how fast paced they are, it's like you realize how important it is to make a vibe. You know what I'm saying? So I got to the point to where I had already been doing it, but I didn't do it. I didn't pace it. You know what I'm saying? And he would pace it. I didn't pace it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could probably say I could make 1 million of the dopest lines. You know what I'm saying? And a million dope hooks. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be 1 million dope songs. But it's like, if we need that one, we probably need to stay on this vibe. You know what I'm saying? So I like to do that. We just started bouncing ideas and came up with a lot of stuff. Sometimes I would come up with the meat of the record, and he'll come up with, you know what I mean? So.
Man, I'm talking about it just came together, man. It was
Yeah.
amazing. Shout out to Cassius, man. I gotta get you on the show, man. I'm gonna reach out to you for real, for real.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, shout out. Hold on, since you brought up him, shout out to Dollar Black and LaRock. Like, we used to have a whole thing. Like, we used to, man. Shout out to Calico Panage. Just, I'm trying to. My mind doing a million things a minute, but. Shout out to everybody that was involved in this situation, man. We had something called the Jack Pack. We did a whole project. We never put it out. Like, Dollar Black probably got the whole CD.
Man, shout out to Dollar Black. I reached out to
Yeah.
you yesterday. You already told me what I need to do. I ain't did it yet, but I'm going to do it. And I'm going to get you on in the cave, man. For real.
Dollar Sign, man, yeah. But it's a lot of us from that whole situation really have made some, you know what I'm saying, some major footsteps, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I think one of the girls from Calico Panage, man, she's been on a few Grammy-nominated albums. If she ain't got one already, like, it been like that.
Awesome.
Yeah, we've been
That's
making moves.
awesome. I love to hear stuff like that, man. You know, it's just so awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I see the growth, and it's wonderful.
Thank
You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. I'm loving the vibe. I'm talking about Black Magic, man. Tell me about it. Tell us about it.
You wanna know what's so divine about that song? I did this song 2 years ago.
Are you serious, Tricky?
Yeah, I did this song 2 years ago, and it was just, man, I had been doing record after record after record after record, and I was like, man, I really want to do something that's dope that really highlight Black excellence, like, for real. Like, we don't really got nothing like that. So I had did that record. Around the time I did the record was around the time that a lot of opportunities started coming my way.
Okay.
So I was having meeting after meeting, lunch after lunch, opportunity after opportunity, like dealing with a lot of people, and this went on for a couple of years. So dealing with those situations kind of pushed back me releasing music because I was, you know, we really trying to make some real strategic stuff happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dealing with labels and all that. You know how this stuff go. But anyway, so this past year I was just like, man, you know what? I'm just gonna drop. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna go out here and release. You know what I'm saying? And I had so many songs, and I was like, man, what I want to put out. But then I was like Black Magic. Every time I hear this song, like, it make me feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? And it's really who I am as a person. And it's just so happened that we on this type of time right now where racial tension is just crazy.
You know what?
I'm saying?
Get out of my head, because I was just about to tell you that you dropped this song like at the right time.
Yeah.
Because with so much going on in the world today, from the killing and from the police brutality and so on and so forth, We need this.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you. I mean, when I first heard it, man, I was, of course, my mouth dropped, you know, and I'm like, damn, man, that's what I'm saying. We need that shit right now, man. It's so uplifting.
That's what I try to do. Like, I feel like I want all of my music to be to evoke some type of emotion.
And chill, boy.
To make,
thinking about it, man.
Yeah,
For real.
to make people do better and be better. Like, cause I feel like as a people, we don't even realize how dope we are. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if a lot of people knew who they were, like if a lot of these young men knew who they were, a lot of these young women knew who they were, like they wouldn't move like they do, they wouldn't make certain mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not the type of parent, and this is just me being metaphorical, but I'm not the type of parent that's gonna beat my child or whoop my child and try to get them to understand it. Now I'm gonna show you what it looked like. When you see this, you see how it is, you see what you're supposed to be. Now you be like, oh, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So it's like, I just felt like I'm not finna be the person that's gonna be on interview after interview, blog after blog, book after book, preaching to people, trying to tell black people that we are excellent, we are beautiful, like we dominant, we are the originals. I'm not finna sit up there and tell people that. I'm not even finna sit up here and say I'm a conscious artist or nothing like that. Like, but at the end of the day, you gonna get meat, bread, vegetables, and everything when you eat off my plate. Like, you're not just finna come get music from me and think you just finna, you know. So that's what Black Magic is.
Now, I know you said you wrote this song 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, when you were writing those lyrics, what was going through your mind at that time?
Like I said, Black excellence, and then I thought I wanted to do a dope play on words, and I just got to thinking about the things that I named. I was like, you know, I could say a presidential Rolex, or I could say Barack Obama the Jews, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, that's still a presidential Rolex, you know what I'm saying? And Michael Jackson the shoes, whichever brand you choose to buy, if you spending a couple $1,000 on some shoes, like that's some exclusive moonwalkers, you feel me? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, it was just a play on words, you know what I'm saying? And you know, the Oprah reference, the Serena Williams reference, the Bill Cosby reference, these are all people that I looked up to, and I feel like they represent Black excellence, regardless of what type of regardless of what the industry have done to try to tarnish people's legacy. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to keep it strong because these are people I still look up to. And, you know, until they show me otherwise, they're still my Black Magic. You know?
Great, man. It's good stuff, man. Good stuff. Now, Tricky, I want to ask you your opinion about the music industry here in Mississippi.
I think this has always been like the melting pot for super talented people. Like, it's extremely talented. I mean, some of the really this place could really be a mecca if people would just learn that it's really, this game is really, the industry from what I see, from what I've been involved in, is really more so of a unit to make it move forward. A lot of people out here are so busy wanting to be the star. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? Because in order for Rockefeller to be Rockefeller, they had to be Jay-Z.
Yeah.
In order for Bad Boy to be Bad Boy, they had to be Diddy. I get it. Okay, so boom. But after we get our Diddy, and now we got a Mace coming behind, we need to champion that Mace. You know what I'm saying? And now that we got Locks coming behind, we got to champion the Locks. Now we got Lil' Kim, we got to champion Lil' Kim. I feel like a lot of people don't really reach back and pull each other on, you know what I'm saying? Like, something I try to do is not the best. I'm not always perfect at it, but I try my best to try to repost everybody's stuff in some type of way. Like, promote, especially if I know you going hard at it. And I ain't gonna lie, like, I ain't just finna be reposting trash. Like, it's some people really not putting effort into their stuff, and they be wanting you to just, man, show love. And I be like, at the end of the day, bro, like, you know, I'm gonna appreciate your stuff as much as you appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm not saying, you know, but I'm not the type of person to really just try to judge people's music, because I'm like, man, people go hard with what they do, regardless of what your stuff may be sounding like. You done spent your time, your effort, and your money into it, and especially if you coming from where I come from. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a shout out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want to see you grow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want to see you push to the next level. Yeah, I'm gonna help in whichever way I can. You know what I'm saying? And I just really feel like the culture would be much better around here if we would tap into each other more in more ways of an alliance than everybody just trying to get their own. Which is nothing wrong, because that's the way it's supposed to go. You know, you got to get your own. But it's like, once you get in a certain position, if you're in a certain position, and you know you got another brother coming behind you, moving in the same position. Like, I've been in situations where I'm in major studios and I see cats from my city in major studios, you know what I'm saying? And they be like, how you get in here? And I be like,
man,
nah. You know what I mean? So, how you get in here? But see, I ain't gonna even lie. The people that I do see in these major studios from here, like, we network, we make stuff happen, you know what I'm saying? And from what I see is, it's not that people from here don't want to help each other. It's just like people are afraid, man, that people wouldn't be loyal in the same way, or people would abuse the resources. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't give everybody your contacts. You can't give everybody your plugs.
It's true.
You got to see how people move before I just be like, hey, bro, all right, I got this contact to Atlantic, Like, you got to feel people out. Even with me, man, all the relationships I got with these labels and stuff, man, these people, I had to parlay with these people for months. Some of them years before they got to the point to where they like, okay, yeah, we want Trick at the studio. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't think a lot of people understand this game is really built off relationship and networking. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know how to build relationships. A lot of people just think they can buy their way in this game.
Okay.
Fight their way in this game, or scam or finesse their way in this game.
Speak on it.
But listen, that works for some people. I can't say it don't work. But from what I've seen, if you want real longevity in this shit, build real relationships with these people, because you don't want to be the guy who get on and yeah, you popping and you got all these relationships, but they predicated off the money that the label has spent with these artists. So it's like, yeah, you probably got a song with Future, you probably got 3 songs with Future, but the label cut Future 3 different checks. So Future rocking with you because, yeah, your label cut me 3 different checks. So when I see you, I'm gonna give you rapper love, but it ain't gonna be the same love I get from parlaying with Future, actually seeing them in the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I be telling people, like, you gotta learn how to build relationships out here, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the biggest issues I've seen from here, you know what I'm saying? But that's just from what I've seen, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what people are doing right or wrong, and from what I see from this game, man, it's really no right way to do it, you know what I'm saying? Well, it is, but at the end of the day, it's like, a lot of this stuff is you fail forward to get to where you're going. So.
Hey, tell me who you think are some of the hottest artists here in Mississippi.
Right now, I rock with Silas. I definitely like Silas. I like Dollar, the song we just named. I like let me see. I like Ron and Bob Street. I like Vegas.
Yeah.
I like Coke. These are, I ain't gonna even lie.
Repeated to names we've been hearing on this show, man.
I ain't gonna even lie. You know, I like the younger generation, and I tap in. I like Pedro. I like Ben Laden. There's a couple of young cats that I like. It's a lot of the young cats that I like, but I think I'm kind of biased to my generation, off the strength of I know we kind of set the tone for a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And you know, a lot of people don't be wanting to speak on that, but I be like, at the end of the day, dog, you know, we had the OGs that came before us that made some noise, like Beans and them, like them the people we looked up to, and they made some noise. But it's kind of like when our generation came around, like the Look them and all this stuff. It's like I seen the energy change in this city. you know what I'm saying, in ways that we never seen. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? People can say what they want, but I was like, this middle class. I was like, yeah, we kind of, you know what I'm saying? So
for real, real talk.
Yeah, so, but I like, but I rock with a lot of people. Like I like Tank, man. There's a few artists out there that I really like. You know what I'm saying? That they really going hard. And it's some people. I know some people I'm forgetting right now because I really be listening to everybody. I be trying to tap in. I know some people I'm forgetting, but oh yeah, Sky, Rosa, we'll be all day. Cause it's coming to me out the blue, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But a lot of those names have been so repetitive on this show when I ask my guests who are they listening to and who they think is high. I mean, it's like a lot of those same names.
It's a lot of movers and shakers, like it's a lot of steppers in my opinion from here. You know what I'm saying? I just really, like where my heart is now, more so than just making it as an artist in the industry, man, I really want to make the yellow brick road. You know what I'm saying? I want to make the pipeline.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
man.
Because to be honest, like, every other major city, it's a reason Atlanta's music mecca. Like, they got the yellow brick road. You know what I'm saying? But they had to be built over time. Same thing with California and New York, and all of them got a yellow brick road. We ain't got one that leads to Mississippi. We ain't got one that leads from Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? Mississippi is such a passerby state. They took Southwest Airlines. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't even really book to come directly to here. Most time people book to go through here.
Fly through.
You know what I'm saying? People they'll catch a show in Jackson on the way to their booking in Memphis or on the way to their booking in Atlanta or New Orleans. So I'm like, man, okay, well, we got to get to the point to where we got to make some real noise in this motherfucker.
We do.
So people can stop coming through, getting our hard-earned little dollars and shitting on our city when they get home. Like, them country motherfuckers and da-da. Like, no, y'all think we just first 48 and riding on horses? Fuck y'all. We not built like that. We got way more here than that. You know what I'm saying? So
I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I got emotional.
Then I had to come on out with what it was hitting me so fast. I'm just so ready for the day when we got people flying in and coming in from other states to see our artists. You know what I'm saying? Like, our artists, not them coming here and we paying tickets to see them. You know what I'm saying? It's time for people to come here and pay to see our artists, man.
But you know, at the same time, though, but I really feel like we are on the cusp of something major because at the same time, I even think deeper than music. In order for our music and our entertainment or our entrepreneurial spectrums to grow and shine, believe it or not, I feel like it starts with the representation of the city and the legislation as well, like the people that control what we can have and what we can do in the city. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Sure. A lot of times, the people who actually are artists that do have stuff to showcase, we ain't got no platforms to showcase it. When the last time y'all seen Jubilee Jam around here?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I be like, a lot of people be talking about, oh, Jackson this and Jackson that. I be like, you know what? But every time Jackson get a run, every time we get a win, y'all suck the life out of us. You know what I'm saying? So when are we going to be able to start having platforms to show what we really do? Right. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
You know, I think it get deeper than just the music, but you know, I don't want to get political on here.
Hey.
That's boring.
Man, listen, speaking of performances, when was the last time you hit the stage, Tricky?
Besides the show I had in Georgia, probably was the Legends of the Summer show. Probably was 2 years ago out here. We did a Hannah Mills. It was me, Cope, Savvy, Dollar. We were actually scheduling to do it again. I don't know if I just spoiled it because it was supposed to be on the 25th of this month. But I think with some things happening and I think they're trying to push it back to November. So there's a possibility the Legends of the Summer show may be in November, y'all. Hey, you ain't hear it from me, but you heard it from me. But you know what I mean? So
well, what the Fox Kane Chronicles needs to hear from you is when, where, and what time, because we're gonna be live
I'm
on location.
I'm gonna have to tap in with you once I get more info. You know what I'm saying?
Don't try to be jealous.
Once I get more info, I'll tap in.
Exactly. Well, that's super exciting. So do you love performing?
Yeah. Like, I love it because that's my therapy. That's when I get to release. That's when I get to just, you know what I mean. I get to just let it all out and be me again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Because right now, you know, I got to keep it all compact. I got to do this. You know what I mean. But yeah, I love performing.
Man, what kind of feeling is that?
Performing.
Yeah.
Man, what's so crazy? I would be shy, like there's 4 people in here. I'd be shy performing like this. But it'll been times with arenas with thousands of people, and I go out there like it ain't nobody out there and rock them.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
I don't know why, because when it be so many people, I don't see nobody. When it be 1,000, when it's thousands of people, I don't see nobody. But right here, I can see everybody.
Okay, so look, you got all these people out here,
Mm-hmm.
and you're performing. Do you have like a focal point, or you ain't thinking about that?
Nah, I really just go. And then in the midst of me going, once I catch the crowd, like I always start to, once I do loosen up, it's kind of like playing sports. Once you get first contact and you loosen up, like once I do loosen up, I always find somebody who really be zeroed in. Like I find a dude that's just really vibing.
Feeling it, man.
Or a female that's just, you know what I mean? Or I find somebody and then I get to the point to where it's like, I'm performing for them now. It may be 3,000 more people in here, but I'm performing for them now. You know what I'm saying? I just zero in.
Kill it.
Yeah.
Kill it, man.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna make me start rapping. I keep
You
saying it. I
Hey.
keep saying it, but you know, hey, don't be surprised.
Hey,
It's just
listen.
people find out.
Hey, why not? Hey, everybody can do
For
it.
real, for real.
Everybody can do it.
So, Tricky, what advice would you have for someone that's trying to do what you're doing, man?
Man, just do it. It's that simple. Just do it. Believe in yourself more than you believe in anybody else. More than you believe in anybody's opinion. Don't really ask for opinions. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you do, ask from people who been around you, who really cut from where you come from, and not gonna be no yes man. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, if ain't nobody really grinding like you grind in the same field that you in, understand the money that you spending, the time and effort. Fuck what they got to say about what you're doing. Just do it. Just literally go for it. That's the best advice I got, man. And don't think nothing is impossible, because it's not.
Alright.
That's it.
Good stuff. I be wanting to say good shit so bad. So what can we expect new from you, Tricky? I know you got Black Magic going on.
I'm actually about to drop. I just been waiting on I'm about to drop my first original project since it's been a couple years. I'm finna drop. Black Magic is so dope to me that I made a project around it. It's actually a whole project.
Ooh, this sounds so exciting.
I was gonna call it. I was thinking of crazy names, but I was like, I'm just call it the Black Magic Tape.
Perfect.
Just BMT. I'm call it Black Magic Tape, and it may drop this week. Like the
For
way
real?
I already got it. I'm really just waiting on artwork. Like I already got the songs. I got everything. I'm just waiting on artwork. So you know how it be when you waiting on people. Like
Yeah.
That's
Can
what
you
Get that artwork in.
I know, right?
Yeah, hurry up,
Playing,
finish that
man.
artwork,
I
man.
know, right?
Shit, we ready for this. Can you name a few of the songs? Tell us a few,
You
Tricky.
talking about, well, favorites. Well, y'all know them when y'all hear them, but I got a song called Miracle that I really like. I got a song called Check In that I really like, where I really paint my picture of Jackson. It's kind of like the first song on there. My favorite song on there is a song I did for my children called 332. Like, that's my favorite. That's actually the next song I'm finna shoot a video from, so that's coming too. So.
Hey,
Big.
you already know that.
on location.
Don't play with me.
Yeah.
We pull up. You
Yeah.
feel me? We gonna be there now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so happy for you. I'm so excited about everything that you got going on because, like I said, man, the growth.
Yeah.
The growth, man, and it
I
looks
like growth,
good.
child. That's what's
It
up.
looks good, man, and I know it feels good. Tricky.
Yeah, man. And I ain't gonna even lie. Like, I'm glad I stick with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it have been so many times over the years I want to say I quit, I give up. You know what I'm saying? But then I think, you know what I'm saying, so many ways the Most High done told me, like, you can't if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying? It's the reason you got them gifts. You know what I'm saying? So right now I'm just living in my purpose. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure I'm the best at it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do your thing, man. Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask you something.
Sure.
All right, real time. I want to speak on support.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Do you think there's not enough support when it comes to the music industry here in Mississippi?
I wouldn't say that. I just think I think people don't know how to or where to. I think when it comes to support, from what I've seen, it looks like it's not enough support because people only support in one area. When it's people all over this city that do the same thing that you do.
Yes.
Tap in with them people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So now you can see that it's people in Fondren that actually like your music. Yeah, you from West Jackson, but it's people in Fondren that buy your stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's people in North Jackson that buy your stuff. It's people in South Jackson that buy your stuff. And I feel like a lot of times when artists feel like people don't rock with them, I'll be like, well, who are you servicing? Like, you need to find out who your demographic is, find out who really rocking with you, and stop trying to just hang with your partners. Because a lot of times, just trying to, I've seen cats who I know could have been next level Nellies or something.
Yeah, man.
Trying to perform them type of records in trap clubs. Where you think you're gonna go with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like shooting yourself in the foot. So now you around here like, people don't fuck with me. It's not that people don't fuck with you. It's like you're trying to service the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? Find out where your support is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I said you gotta fail forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go over here and you see they ain't rocking with you, cool. Move around, move around, move around, move around. I done moved around all over this city. You know what I'm saying? And every show I had ain't been no packed out show. You know what I'm saying? I've had people look at me crazy. I done been booed before. You know what I'm saying? But I've had more wins than losses. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at the end of the day, like, I feel like people need to, before people say people don't fuck with them, I feel like people need to realize, ask two questions. What you bring to the table. Be honest with yourself.
Yes.
See if it's quality product. And see if you are actually servicing yourself enough to even give people enough options to see if they do rock with you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think about support.
Dang. Oh, it be so good, girl. It be so good. The time be going by so fast, man. Shoot. Trigger, we gotta get you back in the cave,
Yeah, no doubt,
for
man.
season
No doubt.
2 because
doubt.
we want to catch back up with you and see what else you got going
No
on.
doubt.
So
No doubt.
we gotta have you back.
No
Have you
doubt.
back. Thank you so much for coming. What if somebody wants to reach out to you? What are you on social media?
Yeah, on Instagram at Tricky Hudson, Twitter at TrickyLT45, and them the main joints that I'm just gonna be really rocking on right now. That's where you're gonna see my links for all my music and everything, and we're in the process of building a website, so we're gonna look at it. So.
Cool. Yeah. Tricky got some pretty teeth too, man.
You so sick.
Dang, man. Akeem
Y'all
was
so
here last
sick.
night with them pretty
Oh,
white
King was
straights.
here?
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
yeah, I like
You
King.
missed it, man. You gotta go back
I
and
like
watch
King.
that, man.
Hey, that's one of my,
Hey, I'm
that's one of my
still high
favorite.
from
That's
that
one of my
show.
favorite young
For
artists.
real.
That's one of my favorite young artists from the city. Cause King just really just do what he wanted to do. Like King,
Yeah.
he just really do what he wanted to do. That's what I like about King. He just do what he
Summer
wanted to do.
King.
Hey, King. I'm
Yeah,
telling you
shout out King.
what really blowed me away, Trigger, was the fact that this dude drove all the way from Atlanta just to come be on my show, man. And
like,
I was like,
hey,
wow.
And let me say this. Shout out Ant 200 too. I just thought about that. It's a lot of people that I just thought about.
Shout them out,
Yeah,
man.
I just
'cause
shout
need to
them
get some of them on the show.
But
For real.
I want to say this, bro. Like, the younger generation of artists from Jackson that I'm looking at, I salute y'all, bro, because I've never seen such a class of hustlers and artists at the same time.
speak
You know what I'm
on it.
saying? Like, I done seen OGs, I know we did, you know what I'm saying? But these young boys, like, I done really seen these boys really have it. like in high school while they doing music. So salute to y'all, bro. Y'all just make sure y'all being smart with their bread. Make sure y'all being smart with y'all decisions. Staying out the way, man. Y'all know how these streets are. Be safe. Get your money. You know what I mean?
Good shit. I had to say it. Good shit. Yeah. I forget it. I had to go and say that. What Tricky? We just, you got us. I'm full.
Yeah.
It's full up in here, man. Very informative, and thank you so much. And
Thank y'all, man.
you know I had to get you in here.
You got the vibe shit. You got the you know,
There
you
it
got my
goes
tea
again.
right. You know what I'm
There
saying?
it goes again. I'm telling y'all.
There's something about that counter. You did something with that counter. That counter. I don't know if you got them Family Dollar. Where you get that counter from? It's
Family
something-
Dollar.
Hey, but you know, hey, look, it might be a $10 counter, but it got some $1 million vibes on it, though. You feel me? The energy is just dope in here, man.
That's what you get when you come to the Fox Cave.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
say the same
Yeah.
thing.
And I love it, though. I love it, man.
And I love it too.
I love it.
too. Before we get out of here on Black Magic, baby, because y'all know I got to hear it again. And I know y'all want to hear it again too. So we're going to send a shout out to These Delicious Treats and more Harriet Gibson. Girl, I still got a few. I think how many we got in there? About 6 of them left. Akeem took some with him. He needed.
What kind of treat?
She had chocolate covered strawberries and apples, and we got some left.
Okay.
We got some
I'm
left.
just trying to get fine, but I
Yeah.
cheat. Go ahead.
Trick over here cheating today.
Go ahead.
Harriet, thank you so much. Your treats were so delicious. I mean, the name really speaks for itself. So we thank you. Y'all follow her on Facebook and Instagram at These Delicious Treats. Shout out to Sweet Marie, Luxury Bath and Body Commodities. Ebony Jones, y'all hit her up at Sweet Marie on Instagram. Also www.sweetmarie.com. She has the best body commodities. And that's, I don't know no other way to say it. Man, my girl Stacey Holmes over at Sussy Bubble. Shout out to Stacey. Y'all hit her up. She has the best natural soaps around, and she got those good organic sugar scrubs for your face and your body. Get you all silky and smooth,
Sugar
man.
scrubs.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Y'all be on that.
All natural products.
Okay.
All natural products. So y'all shop with Stacey. Get your natural soap on. Y'all need some of that good natural soap for your body.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. Hey, I'm gonna keep saying I don't buy store-bought soap no more.
Mm-hmm.
Sussy
Some of y'all just need to use soap, period. Soap.
I thought Carl was gonna say it, but
You don't say nothing this time.
oh my goodness! So
That's a lost art nowadays.
thank you so much, Stacey. Y'all follow her on Facebook, and her business page is Sussy Bubbles, and we thank her so much. That was everybody, right? I think I got everybody. I did, Regina. Mm-hmm. These Delicious Treats, Shea Boy Ray's, R&J, Sweet Marie, Journey's Collection, Oil Shop, Kitchen Angel, Sussy Bubble.
Shout y'all out again.
Alright. We will be accepting new sponsors for season 2.
We gonna look out for Tricky's Oil Change and Chicken Waffle. Coming up. Nah, I'm bullshit. I just want to put something in there with everybody else.
This dude right here.
I ain't gonna do it. Can you imagine that though? Oil change and chicken waffle?
Yeah.
The grease?
Like,
What if the cook was changing the oil
I don't
though?
want none. I
What
don't
if
want
the cook
none.
changed the oil
I don't
too?
want none. Zero. None of that. Yeah. But like I said, y'all, we will be accepting new sponsors for season 2. If you would like to be a sponsor for the Fox Cave Chronicles for season 2, hit me up in my inbox and we can talk about that. The Fox Cave Chronicles reunion concert coming soon, baby. Y'all already know. All my artists, all my guests coming back. They're gonna hit the stage. Are you going to participate? Okay.
Nah, I was just playing.
I mean,
No.
how is this a possibility?
Like no bull. If we in town and we able to make it happen, yeah, we gonna make it.
Awesome. I'm excited about it. It's gonna be my first event.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so
I
I'm
like to
trying
be part of stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
man. So I'm trying to make it an epic event, and
It's already epic.
Yeah, it
almost
is.
fell out here.
Oh.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, y'all. All donations for the show can and are welcome. Cash at me, $FOXXYFIT. That's Foxy. Big, all donations go straight to the show, man. Stop playing with me. Real talk. Oh, we gonna go out on Black Magic, baby. Oh, Monday, Quando Wade, y'all. Quando Wade, my first team guest will be in the cave. And we're gonna be on our best behavior for Quando, because we want to set a good example. So y'all make sure y'all tune in for that. I'm gonna keep talking about it.
From here?
Yeah. This kid is doing big things, y'all. He's a good kid in school, good grades, and he just
Homecoming court.
Oh yeah, I heard. I saw the picture. He made the junior boat for homecoming court.
Yeah.
Just so full of awesomeness. So y'all make sure y'all tune in Monday at 6:30. Quando Wade, Bag Baby Entertainment will be in the cave. Tricky, you gonna take us out?
Shout out Kamarius Hudson and Kevion Hunt. My two nephews going crazy in football and basketball at Hillcrest. Turn up, Black Man.
Alright.
Hey.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for coming.
me. No problem, man.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Let me show you how to tell me how long you got to go to this.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And the niggas was blue. BB King get on the blues.
Now you got to go.
Let's do it again. We're gonna do it again.
The other right. The other one.
Black Magic.
Black Magic,
Pulling up.
Hey, Black Magic. Black Magic,
Pulling up. Looking like Black Magic. Black Magic.
Hey, turn me up. Turn me up.
My grandma, I'm kicking this shit from the soul, they not ready for this. I'm from under the bottom, but the only shot that you get is from rifles and pistols.
Yeah.
Live life like it's good time, but we didn't have a penny though. Blowing them down the mic like I'm JJ.
Yeah.
Used to hoop with Lil Marcus and Baby.
Yeah.
On the herd. They excuse me. I want me 22 million, put that on a house. I got too many babies to sleep on the couch. Got the juice with no shadow of doubt. God first and hard work, that's what I'm about.
Yeah.
First, really making play, making bread work. Niggas sleep and get them out the bed first. Wanna see results, do the leg work. Busy overthinking, make your head hurt. You don't overcome it, you ain't scared first. Gotta keep it waiting. Niggas be fugazi, can't be egging lazy. Gotta hey, turn up, man.
Kenny, turn it up. Hey. Come on, can we do it now? Let me see if I can get it.
Only
Hey, you weren't ready? You weren't ready? Hey, I got you now.
Feeling like Black Magic, Black Magic, pulling up, feeling like
Black Magic, Black Magic, yeah. Black Magic, Black Magic,
pulling up, feeling like
Black Magic, Black Magic.
girl, that's on 4-5. Say you don't know me on fire.
Yeah, stay on fire.
Don't talk this shit like Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Purpose on my verses, keep my angel low like Maya. Yo, Muhammad Ali, I'm the greatest. I'm killing this shit like OJ, get away with it. Young age baby when real was real. I'm not a flop, I got skills for real. They had my daddy around as a youngin', so I looked up to Uncle Phil and Bill.
Yeah.
I'm dreaming, that's what I hustle for. Now nigga kicking Black Magic, yeah. Black Magic, yeah. Gotta keep coming strong, gotta kick down them doors. Struggles and bad days, don't wanna see them no more. Wouldn't take it back, cause it's part of my story. Tell the devil get back, time for me to show the world my glory.
Hey.
Michael Jackson the shoes,
I know. Yeah. Don't play
Put a
with me.
Serena too. Hey, the niggas the blue. BB can give them the blues. They ain't did it the moves. Ain't no way I can lose.
Yeah.
Feeling like
Black Magic, Black Magic,
pulling up. Feeling like
Black Magic, Black Magic,
pulling up. Looking like
Black Magic, Black Magic. Hey.
pulling up. Looking like
Hey, Black Magic tape on the way, baby.
Y'all tune in Monday, Quando Wade in the Fox Cave. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you, Tricky.
All day, baby.
Go